when last we met our intrepid young heroes, we first encountered our various heroes. The strange dragonborn warforged, known as Rallus. The peace-loving druid alchemist, Big. The demon hunter who is bonded with a demon himself, Vane. And the gunslinger with a mysterious past, Caleb. When we encountered these heroes, they were, as they do, exploring the neutral zone that they call home. And as all adventures inevitably begin, they all found themselves in a bar. While here, they encountered the infected, a group who had begun to slowly transform into beasts. And despite the spiraling strands of fate, they found themselves exploring where they had come from, encountering a ruined farmhouse and a mostly infected family. Though they managed to save the youngest daughter, who they are now returning to town. So, as the weight of the night's actions begin to weigh upon you a bit, you begin to return towards the town, and you see our good friend John just leaning upon his spear, kind of beginning to doze off once again, as John is wont to do.
Can I use Mage Hand to lightly push the spear into the direction that would make him tip over?
Sure. Let me roll something for John real quick.
I don't feel like John's a person who rolls real high.
Where did my trust go?
He is sturdiest when he sleeps.
The DM has lost his dice. Anarchy.
Oh god, no, please.
Anarchy! Anarchy! I'm gonna roll a fucking stealth check! 17, motherfucker!
Anarchy.
God.
Let's roll the big fuck off dice. No.
Oh god, I can't contest him.
I rolled a 2 and he didn't roll better because he didn't roll.
A dice tray filled with masks is a comment on our times, you see.
Yeah, his is the one full of everything because I stuck everything on the table into his.
You planned this, didn't you?
I didn't forget things. Everybody hating on the fear.
Sorry about that, folks. I swear, I'm professional. Well, technically not. I haven't been paid for this at all.
He's an oppressional.
So, as I was saying, I shall roll something for John real quick. Ooh. Yes, as you send forth a spectral hand to lightly nudge the spear that John is leaning upon. You see the spear clatter to the ground, but John, he stays asleep and begins to slowly fall after the spear. He falls over with a significantly loud chunk. Ow! The fuck, man? You see John slowly pull himself up and look over the balance. You guys see like a rock or something hit me, or what happened?
I think that was your poor performance.
I'm sorry, who are you again? You know what? You three I know. Just keep an eye on this guy. He seems like a real piece of work. John will remember this.
Vane will not.
Your actions and choices affect the story's outcome.
Yet they still did not affect Vane.
But yes, the gate slowly swings open. You see the young girl, Kayla, just looking around. Oh wow. Don't think I've ever been to this part of town before. Well, maybe once, but it was back before everything was like torn down and sad and blood splattered.
You'll be a lot safer in here than you will be out there.
Yeah, probably.
Good talk. Everybody's very talkative. Except when the mics are on.
You know what? There was actually something I forgot to ask about last session. I saw the emblem or whatever of a raiding band, right? Out in their little farmhouse.
I'm sorry?
I saw if I remember correctly, I think there was some group. There was bodies of a group of men there or something or whatever that had a raiding band symbol on them or whatever.
Seemed like a bandit clan.
Right, okay. Now, would I actually know what that symbol was?
It was a fairly simple symbol. It was like a small map of Albion with what seemed to be a gigantic halfling standing atop it. Seems that Leaf, the halfling you dispatched earlier today, was a bit full of himself. Perhaps rightfully so, having convinced so many people to follow him.
Alright, I just wanted to... I want to go after them, that band.
Why bother?
That kid lost everything. I know what that's like.
You say this while I am still carrying her.
Yeah.
Probably.
4 feet away.
Yeah.
Oh.
Huh? What?
Your actions have consequences.
Ah, shit.
What do you mean I lost everything?
Big disappears from this conversation.
Can I roll can I roll to disappear? Can I roll to hide?
I can.
Vane has decided to be literally
Sure.
anywhere else.
Vane suddenly finds the ground incredibly mesmerized.
I missed
I
it.
have
What's
advantage.
the-
I have
20
advantage on
meters away.
stealth, so I'm going
In
to
the
roll my
opposite
advantage die.
I missed it. What's the kid's name?
Kayla.
Okay. I'm gonna write that down. real quick.
Whoops.
Because I'm extra, it's spelled Qeyla.
Oh god, you're Absidy, aren't you? A, B, C, D, E. That's a name.
What'd you roll, friend?
I rolled an 8.
Is she more intelligent than an 8?
You have decided hiding behind your hand seems like a good idea.
20. I'm sorry.
You decided a bullet might taste interesting about now.
Yeah, as you very quickly try to just dip back into the shadows and avoid the conversation, she just locks eyes on you. Where are you going?
Oh, I just dropped something outside.
Just chuck one of your guns a mile in the other direction. I need to go get that.
I'll be right back, Kayla. I gotta go pick up a pack of cigarettes.
I gotta go get some milk from the store.
Totally forgot the kid was with us. Fuck.
Is this internal or external?
Yes.
Yes,
My mommy doesn't like me to say those words.
it's internal.
She continues to say that anyways. You think this kid might be psychic?
Then you hear echoing back in your head. You're not very nice, are you?
My brain. Swear to God, I'll do it, kid. Okay, for real though.
Yeah.
Okay, that was fun.
I guess this is the fucking direction we're going. I
I
should just
enjoyed
ask
it.
for a take backsies. but show must go on. All right, let's keep this rolling. Sorry, I said I lost all my ammo. There was a hole in my pocket while I was checking the place out. You know.
Roll me a deception check.
Okay, Timmy, so you know how someone can help to give advantage? Would it be possible to do the opposite?
You can just be standing there, and after everything he says, you just go bullshit.
No, just like...
I mean, there is the
You wink
distraction.
at her as he's talking.
No, just like... I'll just look over at him and be like...
You're telepathic.
No, I'm not.
You're a warlock.
Wrong warlock.
Really?
That's
I
the
thought
great
all
old-
of them were.
That's the great old ones.
I thought all of them were.
I thought all.
It's been a long
I've
time
never
since
played
I've
a
read a
Warlock.
warlock
I've
stuff.
never played a
But yeah,
Warlock.
I will, never mind, it doesn't matter.
What'd you roll, friend?
Is that even a D20?
Please tell me it's
It is.
Oh, okay. I can't.
It
It looks
is.
big from here. But, like, I got new glasses.
So tell me, what number was that? Was it between 0 and 2?
It was a natural one.
Are you sure it
Hmm.
wasn't a 1.1?
Ammo out, guns, distraction.
At that particular moment, Vane walks by and says, "Your ammo is in your backpack," and just keeps walking.
I found your ammo,
What?
friend. It's in your backpack.
Kayla just like looks between you and Vane and like, yeah, he's right. Your ammo's in your backpack.
Isn't it like
What are
2
you talking
a.m.
about?
right now?
Yeah, it is like
I-
very, very late.
I know exactly how long till the next sunrise, because I think keen mind is what gives me that.
The most useful skill.
Yes, that is
I'm
the
just
feat
gonna-
definitely everyone should have taken.
I'm just gonna
You
step
can also
in and
know the
go.
direction.
Look,
Yes, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much.
I'm just going to
Social
step in here
pain.
and say, look, it's late. We need to find you a place to go.
Agreed.
And I'm going to turn to you and say, I'll meet you back at your shop to talk about that thing we were talking about earlier. I'm going to go see if I can find her a place and probably check in with Reverend first.
Yeah, while I'm at it, here, take these 5 silver pieces. They'll get you some candy or something.
Isn't the Reverend's
boy,
place like right
candy.
next to his shop?
Yes,
She
but
has,
I'm
like,
going to immediately
smiles
walk
at the
away
coin,
from
seemingly
him.
distracted from what the goings on.
Like,
Ooh.
No, she knows what's going on. She's just, not focusing on it. Seek distractions.
Oh,
I-
but what we
A
established
distraction.
last time, Caleb is kind of Rallis's friend, so he's just going to save him and walk the fuck away now, carrying the kid, saying, "Let's go find you a place to sleep tonight."
Socially awkward half elf. Let's go.
Big was also in this scene.
Also, he's where the big's there, so he's just fucking leaving to get away from you.
Big was also in this scene.
Okay, Big, let's go to the... wherever your doctor place is, and we'll see if there's anything about that.
Yeah, I've got 14 samples to drop off. This is really big for helping stop this.
And we immediately walk away, leaving Caleb to stand there like an idiot.
Big will comfortingly pat him on the back.
Vane will use no physical form of affection.
Vane chooses to stay social distance away from...
I like to think that just wherever you go, there's a dark cloud just right above your head that casts shade on you and you alone.
I mean, I could use
All of a sudden, a hole
prestidigitation to do
spontaneously appears in your pocket, spilling all of your ammo.
Rules for dealing with Vane. 1. Stay out of my personal space.
Oh,
2. Stay out of my personal space. 3. My personal space. Stay out of it.
that. 4. Get ready to dodge when the fire erupts because you're in my personal space.
5. Your personal space is also my personal space.
I want you to know that when I design everyone's characters, I'm going to go to Google and type in these 3 code words. Skinny, emo, fuck, and whatever comes up is what I'm basing Vane off of.
I don't know. I feel like you might get some questionable results with those words.
Exactly.
Skinny emo fuck boy.
No, but maybe if he's got his VPN on China, it won't.
Oof.
Anyway, so as you're left alone in the streets, what do you do?
As what?
I want to know what your reaction to being left alone is.
Yeah, we all just walked away from you, leaving you in front of your shop.
I'm gonna go get a fucking drink.
We weren't even anywhere near that. We were
I
at
thought
the
we
gates.
were by the Reverends, and
No,
I thought
we're
that
still
was
at the
near.
gate.
Oh.
I'm gonna go get a fucking drink.
But yes, having narrowly dodged the bullets, which you know because you make bullets for a living, you decide to make your way back to the Best of Both Worlds bar, where good old Roberts just seems to know the situation by now and just gives you a drink.
Thank you, Robert. You're the realist.
That's what I do.
How much do I owe you?
Well, we'll just call it a silver. I'd say it's late. And this guy's been yelling at me all day. Maybe if you would just charge people a fair price for drinks, I would not have to, Robert. Yeah, so you know, you gotta see what I gotta put up with.
Lovely. Lovely he is.
Yeah, truly. Anywho, slight sideway from your dame moments. So, big and vain. You're going to the clinic?
We are indeed big and vain.
Big is in this scene.
But is he vain?
But yes, you two make your way back to the clinic. You see good old Stumbles. He's just there. They're shuffling around, mixing up a few different things in vials. You know, doctor stuff.
What every doctor does at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just announce our presence. Hey, we're back.
Hello, Dad. Just downs an entire vial of something. How'd it go?
Everyone was dead.
Yeah, well, not everyone.
99% of them were dead.
How many were there? One would be like 20% if there were 5 of them. 20% survived. We saved a girl, but yeah, everyone else.
Oh dear.
On the bright side, though, we hit the mother load for samples.
The mother load, you say?
Yeah, we got 13 early stage samples and 1 late stage.
Oh, you're a lifesaver, you are. Well,
Yeah, this is gonna be amazing.
Yeah. Set them down on the table. Let's have a look at what we got.
Yeah, I'll just lay them out on his desk.
Let's see. Say, Vane fella, you're new around here, yeah?
I am.
Yeah, well, you're gonna be helping us fight this thing. I'll be in Big'll fill you in on the situation here. So, he just starts pulls up what looks like a microscope and just puts a slide under there. Have a look-see.
And Vane will just look down into it.
Yeah, you see, it's very zoomed in. You kind of see, look like small donuts almost in a puddle of red. That there's the blood of someone just infected. Doesn't do much. Mimics a normal infection, causes fever, aches. Nothing more than a normal infection or a bad cold. Like, sort of dips it out and puts a new slide in.
And I'll look down into it.
Here you see the same red donuts, but they seem to have twisted slightly, becoming more helical, more like a. It's very, very strange looking. They're much longer, thinner, twisted around, almost like test tube shaped almost. That's where the infection starts to show. The eyes turn red, get all single-minded, irritable, tend to obsess, isolate themselves.
Sounds just about like me.
At that moment, Big will pull out a syringe and just look at you.
Alright, you know the rules and so do I. Spit in a jar. I don't know. But, yeah, he just, takes out a slide. And for this next one, he actually puts on a very thick pair of gloves that seem almost meant for handling blacksmith's tools, and just puts another slide in.
Look down through this one.
Here you see them twisted and contorted almost in an entire X shape, just seeming to have eyes narrowed down into slits and a very big frown. It's very menacing looking blood. It's starting to turn black. It's currently a bit of a dark red. That's what we call a mid-stage one. Their mind becomes more bestial. Their speech vanishes. Complex thoughts, difficult to maintain. It's where the mind turns fully beast and patches of fur or claws start to form. So that's the blood I got from the fella last night, the halfling.
Do you have any from the final stages?
I have one, but
Well, we got one now.
yeah, we got one now. Let's have a look-see. Plop it in big.
I'll just, I guess apply it to a slide and set it under the microscope.
And for this one, he takes a look. Oh no, that's just baffling. That is. Big. Have a look.
Alright, I'll peer down the microscope.
And you see nothing. The previous cells have given way completely to a bit of a goo, as though the final stage has completely destroyed any structure that was there to begin with.
Oh, that's... yeah.
Yeah, it's gone from mutating the cells to just outright destroying them. It's almost turning the cells into air and whatnot.
And Vane will look down through the microscope, and while he's doing that, he's going to see if he can sense any sort of magic or anything coming from it, just sort of like cupping his hands around the slides.
Just checking for magic.
Yeah, see if he can sense any sort of magical energies or anything like that.
Well, somewhat. You know that every living thing gives off a very faint magical energy, some stronger than others. This one, it seems like a very strange sort of energy. It has just the normal human layabouts mixed with with several kinds of beasts, mixed with a aura you don't quite recognize. It's similar to what you would have learned about studying under Terzanon, but has a different feel to it. It's less brimstone, more lights, almost, just fainter.
I'm sensing something from this sample that's bizarre. Magical energies, human beasts of multiple kinds. Something vaguely similar to that of my master, but somewhat different. Whatever the cause of this was, I highly doubt it's any natural phenomenon.
Well, that's right strange, that is. But, progress. The first step to understanding something is to not understand it.
Well, with this knowledge, it might be good to perhaps get some of your city's holy men, or perhaps not so holy men if you have any, and perhaps run some more arcane tests to see if there's any effect.
I'd be willing to try, but, well, most of our holy men are off with them damn unis off in Blister. Bunch of madmen. Oh, I got a sample from them right here. Bromwich is about in some of his drawers and pulls out another slide, sort of slides it in. Yeah, have a look-see there.
You know, look through that one.
In this one you see, it seems like normal blood, but rather than the cells being sort of round, donut-shaped, they're almost bent like a scythe. He kind of nods a bit. A condition, I think the word for it was sickle cell anemia. Whatever it is, it keeps the infection from taking roots. Has a whole host of other side effects, but not turn into a monster. Pretty good boon for it. That's that's what the blood of every single one of them munis looks like. Don't know why, but this stops it.
And are you certain there's no connection, perhaps, between them and this infection?
Well, Considering every single one of them unis had family but it wasn't immune, probably not.
Yeah, hopefully with this we can get working on some way to prevent or slow the spread down.
Certainly hope so.
With all the restrictions, it's been hard to get enough of this to even begin to test and experiment with.
True. But, yeah, he just turns the big and gives a very big smile, like pats you on the shoulder. It's progress. It's progress, lad. Ah, he like rummages in his pocket. For these samples, here, little bonus for you. Gives you like a little bag. It's not much. It's like 20 gold, but
Well, thank you.
well, most of the money goes to buying medicines and stuff. But I've been scrimming a little bit.
It is getting late. Where are you staying, Van? I guess at the pub?
Actually, the Reverend's given me a room to stay.
That'll be an interesting mix of energies in that house.
I give you a week, lad. His little girl, right menace she is.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be you or him, but something's gonna break.
Well, best of luck to you. I hate to kick you out, but well, no, I don't. Shoot.
He means he's very him.
I prefer someone who's actually says what they mean, and then Vane just leaves.
I don't know if that was a compliment, but or an insult, but I'll take it.
Soren's guy says what he means.
Rallis prefers to let his actions speak for him.
Speaking of Rallis' actually speaking for him, where are you up to, Rallis?
He's heading to Reverend because Reverend's probably the best chance at getting Kayla a place to sleep.
Yeah, you sort of, sorry, just lost my place in my notes real quick. Just a second.
Yeah, now he has to take on 2 orphans in his house.
Not necessarily. There's another place I can take Kayla that he offers. Just out of all the people I know who exist in the town, he's the one that I would trust most to.
You know who I think
do
can step
things.
up to the responsibility? John. Seems very responsible.
Yeah, you walk up to the Reverend's house, you see him sort of standing on the porch, well, sitting on the porch, just whittling away on a little piece of wood.
Well, you're up late.
Well, you know. He just kind of shrugs. Well, house is full of clocks, don't you know? Go off every hour on the hour, so, yeah, I don't sleep. But how are you doing?
Oh, we can talk about that in a moment. Right now, and because he's still carrying her probably on his back, he's gonna tilt his head over and let Reverend see Kayla.
Hey, Kayla, lass. How are you doing? Where's the folks, eh? Where's your brother? Oh, Mr. Metalman here said that they're gonna be by later. They said something about they'd be. I don't know. They got held up somewhere.
I don't think I'm the one that said that.
I believe that was me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mr. Silent Man said something about it.
The silent man.
That's a newcomer then. Yeah. All right.
Look, she's gonna need a place to stay for just a little while.
Well, we'll see what I can do. I'll fix up a room for her tonight, and we'll see what we can do. But tons of families about in town.
I'll drop her off in the port and say, I'll let you know about everything once she's inside. It's late after all.
True. Yes, ushers her inside. There, on the couch, lay down. Little bit of milk in the cupboard there. Enjoy. Just sends her in, just smiles and waves a little bit, and shuts the door. They die quick.
Not sure about all of them. Caleb and I found the mother hanging.
Ah, Jesus.
I know the father was, someone bashed in his head. I never saw her brother.
Ah, Jesus. You're good people.
There was a bunch of infected in the barn. I didn't really get a lot of time to check her out, and honestly, I probably couldn't right now anyway. But in the morning, you should probably take her to see Uncle Stumbles.
Ah, yeah. Probably just get her checked out, make sure it's a tragedy that ain't compounded.
Big should have thought of that.
Yeah, Ralph thought of it long beforehand. He just doesn't trust you.
A lot going on.
But no, we burned what was left.
Well, probably for the best.
Yeah.
I'll have some of the boys go out tomorrow, see if we can't just have a look at the scene, maybe get some clues about what exactly went on down there.
Yeah, we buried the parents, marked it with a shovel.
Ah, good lad. He just sort of pummels around his jacket. Yeah, gives you a little bag of like 10 gold. For bringing her home safe. Appreciate it. Friend of my girl.
Rallis is gonna look at the bag and just push it back towards him.
Had to try.
That money's better spent on her.
I figured, but gotta try. There is such a thing as being too pious, you know.
Yeah, well, it's not like I need the money to eat or anything.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but it's just so funny every time.
Anyway, Rouse is gonna look back towards the gate that he came from. Now I just gotta wait for Caleb. We had some business we were working out earlier.
No, I was just remembering the farm animals. Weren't there like a bunch of farm animals?
Ah,
And
yes.
I assume they followed Big. I was talking to them.
Ah, yes. Brief aside, as we go back to poor old Stumbles just trying to close up for evening, he's like,
Hey, Stumbles, can we, have you ever wanted to start a farm?
Big, I'm gonna ask you one question, and I want a very sincere answer. Why are there 7 goats eating my bandages?
The farm was burned down, and we didn't want to leave them. I've talked to their leader, though. They're a peaceful people.
I'm sorry, you've talked to their leader.
Yes, he's wise.
Alright, which one of these is the leader?
So you're the son of a shepherd, right?
Might be. What's it to you?
Big comes from the old country.
Big has fell on his keys. Man, help Big.
Yeah, Stumbles just like staggers over to what looks like the leader and just like kneels down.
He kneels down and punches it in the face.
And lethally injects it.
They look lovingly into each other's eyes, and that's when everything got bloody.
Mine, you know, lad, I don't speak goats, translate for me.
Is there a farm near here? There's got to be one in the town. I've never looked.
Probably a few on the outskirts, well, as far as I know, but, yeah, they can't stay here, these are my precious supplies, and, hey, you're like,
I didn't know
reaches over and
where to
smack-
take them. The only guy I would think to ask about it didn't like talking to me.
So I take it you met
I tried to meet him.
That that sums up meeting Rallis very well. He's a nice fella, but he's a bit cold.
He seemed to care, just not, he just seemed to prefer I be not near him or alive.
He's not a fan of giants.
That's what it specifically is.
Yeah. But for the most part, he warms up to people, or people warm up to him. I'm not really sure which way it goes.
I'll keep trying until, something will give.
Suppose so.
So yeah, about the guy. I guess. Reckoned we could just leave him outside for the night.
I suppose so.
Yeah, I'll just look at the leader and if you all go outside, I'll bring you food later.
You speak well, wise one.
Just bow.
The goat bows well, and Uncle Stumbles is just staring incredulously at the mess his life has become. All right, we're doing diplomacy of the goats now. We are. Okay, lovely. Yeah, no, shoo, be gone. Be gone.
That's not because they're ghosts. That's just because they're in his house or his tent.
Yeah, you successfully lead the goats outside and give them a nice little space to stay in. So, meanwhile, Caleb, after a nice long night of, after a few drinks from your good friend Robert, he sends you on your way, staggering towards the direction of home vaguely. He doesn't know. He's never been to your house. But yeah, you start to approach, and I assume Rallis would be nearby.
I'm just kind of leaning against the wall next to the door.
No, I haven't started working on your armor yet.
Actually, I was wanting to talk to you about how we could incorporate it. He's gonna, motion to go inside for a minute.
Oh. Well, alright then.
So,
you're going to have to give me a moment or two, because I did have a few. Thankfully, I'm not having to work on anything. Last time I did that, I just kind of crushed one of my thumbs. Not fun.
Anyway, I was thinking, because I have these, and he's going to extend one of his talons in both my arms. They're incredibly useful, so removing them probably wouldn't be the smartest decision.
Right.
But he's going to kind of shift and pull up one of his legs. I have absolutely nothing incorporated into either one of my legs other than this, and he just kind of taps aside and a panel pops out.
Are you telling me that you want me to put guns in your legs?
I'm asking you if you can. If anything, I could at least break it down and store them in these panels.
Alright, what caliber are you looking for?
You're killing the DM, both of you.
I don't know what anime he's thinking of, but he's thinking of one.
I'm going to have to homebrew rules for this. You people are monsters.
It's time for Bayonetta to arrive.
Just shoots at the bottom of his foot. It's just a rifle. His entire leg is just a rifle.
Honestly, I was thinking, the girl from Full Metal Alchemist that had the 40mm cannon in her knee. That's what I was thinking
You
of.
said, like, knee, you're in the panel. I'm like, he wants it in his knee so he can, like, fire. But I'm like,
I'm sorry.
You cannot stop the bronze kneecap.
I'm sorry, let me redo this scene.
bronze kneecap. That's exactly what I was thinking.
I melted down all my third place trophies.
I mean, my father's the reason we have cannons on wagons now, so yeah, I think I can do that. What exactly are you looking for? Let's talk logistics here.
Well, I'll pull out the ammo that I already have. I already have this from the rifles we got last time.
Really? That's it?
I'm not very proficient with guns.
It
And
was
you're
snake
gonna
shot. It would be worthless.
Then you're gonna need something a lot bigger than this. Come to think on it.
Just a small cannon. His foot like bends out and then is from his ankle. Just a small cannonball.
And then that's when Caleb is going to, and that's when this is where you're going to see what happens when inspiration does actually strike Caleb here. He's going to very quickly just take a look at this puny, pathetic fucking bullet this metal man has just shown to him, and that's when you see, even in his somewhat drunken stupor, his eyes just kind of like. We forgot to mention the part.
We didn't forget. Just this session.
Yeah. What will be a really good color for like inspired? Bear
Just
with me here.
flashing different colors. Don't look directly at him. You might
Pink.
need a seizure.
Seizure inducing. That's the color.
Just rave
yeah.
lights.
Ah, yes, this is Raviochromia.
You hear from nowhere slight bass music.
It's just coming out of his ears.
Yeah, honestly, I think it'd be like, I don't know, like silver?
Glowing gold. Pretty generic. White.
I mean, like silver is like wisdom.
What do you have as orange?
Okay, sure. Let's go with that. Basically, the point is that his eye color changes. He then very quickly goes and grabs some parchment and some pen, and then just very quickly starts scribbling up a whole bunch of different things: equations, some plans here, a few diagrams there, and then once he's finally finished, and this takes all of about probably within 25 minutes, he steps back and goes, "Yeah." And then he brings this over to the damn desk and slaps this down for him to see. And all you're going to see is a fucking artillery cannon. Okay, not really that big of a cannon, but basically like a 25 millimeter cannon for him to install on his leg.
So, I want you to know that when you get an idea now, this is what I see. I see a gun being clip going into the gun and just pulling the slide back, and that's the light bulb over your head.
That's the animation
And-
for, like, idea.
I just hear that noise and see the gun over your head.
And then it's just like the Death Note, like scene of Light just eating the chip and stuff.
I was honestly picturing like just the lights from the inspiration scene in Ratatouille just going from iris to iris.
All right, think about this. That leg of yours, it's well and neat and everything. But if you really aren't that efficient with guns, then we want to put something in there that you could probably load grape shot into. My suggestion, 25 millimeter cannon. Wouldn't take too... It'd be somewhat of a pain in the ass to reload. But you are never, ever going to have any sort of disadvantage whatsoever in any diplomacy once you have this thing pointing at them, even if it's not loaded.
Yeah. Honestly, I would need it more for just getting someone off me quickly. I wouldn't likely reload it in battle.
You're no fun.
Well, if it comes down to having to reload or stabbing someone, it's probably going to be quite easier to stab someone.
Alright, let me see about something else.
I have heard of something like a scatter shot. Could you do something with that?
Well, if you want to be boring about it, then sure.
Hollow out the leg, fill it with gunpowder and gravel.
Smoothbore blunderbuss, and you know what? We can definitely throw in more than just... We can definitely make a scattergun with your leg. And it can shoot just about everything. Well, I mean, as long as we can stuff it down the barrel.
Tell you what. Get some rest. We can work on this more later.
Sure thing.
But you look like you've had a few, so...
Maybe. What's it to you?
I'm curious, would hollowing out like his limbs, would that make him lighter or lower AC or anything at all?
It would make him feel eternally lopsided.
I'm
and
currently
want to die.
trying to work that out in my head.
I could especially imagine if like one leg weighs like 4 or 5 pounds less than the other. It would be weird walking.
I mean, just think about it. If he gets knocked down, right, he can just immediately blow off like his fucking shoe or something.
Yeah.
It would also
when he
mean
gets knocked
Yeah,
down,
here's
he
the thing.
gets back up again.
We have
You
it.
can't ever keep-
We
never
turn it
keep him
into fully automatic loading, and I can just both legs blunderbuss load themselves, and I can just walk on air by firing.
Also, being filled with gunpowder is probably not a good idea.
I cast heat metal on myself. No, that's a kamikaze attack.
Look, if
literally-
anyone ever casts heat metal on me, I am hugging them.
Look, Metal Man, just don't get hit by lightning, and I think we're fine.
Or just fall over, like, even mildly quickly. You
Now,
will
what
die.
do, you fill each of your fingers with gunpowder, and then just detach them like little bombs, and like when they come off, they explode.
This isn't something that came up last time, but there is one thing that he can do, and he can just flick his middle finger and it'll just spin. It's like
Right.
a lighter. Just
Y'all are making it real difficult to not say anything about JoJo's with all those words you're saying.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Also, the purple haze bombs.
Anyway.
Okay, it's just infection
Automatically
packs on
reloading.
his knuckles since he can't get infected.
Perhaps maybe. Revolving.
Can Big just carry on some syringes of infected?
I don't know, will the battle take 3 days?
I mean, if anything, if you can't fit one into my leg, just being able to break one down and store them.
Oh, we can fit one
Oh,
into
if
your
you could
leg.
like slap your leg just and have it like come out.
Yeah, like that's kind of how he had. That's his standard pockets. Like his wallet is just like a thing on his hip that he just presses and he can grab all his money.
Gilter's like there sure is a lot of story happening right now.
Yeah, there's all stuff that we talked about like what a year and a half ago.
I think it would have been like around a little over a year ago, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been like July or something last year.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
How about this? If I can't put a fully blown scatter gun into your leg, then perhaps maybe I can give you, if you want something that can fire multiple shots, I could give you something with multiple barrels.
Well, again, we can talk about this as we figure out more.
We'll work something out.
I'll see you in the morning, maybe.
Oh, wait, before you go. That kid. I want to find the people that went after them.
Yeah, so do I.
Oh yeah. By the way, that reverend has been a pretty good friend of mine for a while. But he doesn't know why I'm out here doing what I'm doing. Don't ever tell him. Understand?
Okay.
He was there for me whenever I lost both my parents. 12th Empyrean. Same group of people that ended up killing my father. And it's not that I don't trust him. I mean, how couldn't I? But just make sure he doesn't find out what I'm doing.
I was gonna nod and head out.
Good. I can just sleep this off. Fibblethip, have you been in the fucking gunpowder again?
He just walks out covered in gunpowder.
I like to think that I open the door, walk out, you yell that, and Vane just looks at the store. I just go, night, and walk away.
You're gonna be belching fire when I'm done with you, Fibblethip!
And as you walk away and that melodic tone fills the night air, we go back to our dear friend Vane, who is walking past you, having no context for the situation. But, thankfully, good old Reverend's house, fairly nearby, fairly close by.
Yeah, Vane will just ignore that and head to the Reverend's house to finally get some sleep.
Yeah, you head in and and Reverend just smiles. Evening, lad. Right, up here. Lead you up the stairs. You see there are a lot of clocks on the walls from various different designs. Some are polished wood, others are different bronzy colors. Just a wide variety of cuckoo clocks. Let me see. Pauses, looks at one of the clocks. Oh yeah, cover your ears, lad.
Vane does not cover his ears.
Vane makes a con save.
That is a 12.
Vane unfortunately takes 5 thunder damage as all the various cuckoo clocks sound off at once and send a wide variety of rings and whistles echoing throughout the house.
Question. Could I react to this with a hellish rebuke?
Is his house attacking?
I don't think it's a monster attacking, which specifically Hellish Rebuke says, so I don't think so.
I mean, technically, a golem or something technically isn't a living thing either. I mean, it's no more advanced than a clock would be.
Well,
that apparently
it'd be significantly more advanced.
Magically.
Yeah, it'd be a creature and not an object that mildly annoyed you with its noise.
You hellish rebuke your pocket knife if it accidentally cuts you?
You couldn't really hellish rebuke a pitfall trap.
I mean, it's not actively sending out shockwaves of damage into my
death.
face.
Are you gonna have to make one of those saves every hour, or sleep with your hands over your ears?
I mean, regardless, I'm going to have a response. I'm just asking if that is one.
Sadly, Hellish Rebuke does specifically state creature.
I know it specifically says creature, but still. I just thought to ask.
No.
Okay, in that case, I'll just respond with an Eldritch Blast.
Is there any particular clock you're going to aim at?
He's aiming at the Reverend. Vane considers this a trap he was led into. This is now an enemy. That changes the course of the campaign.
I'll just throw out this note and
Just
this
all his background lore.
Who needs it really?
But yeah, Vane will aim at whatever seems to be the biggest and loudest of all the clocks available.
You see, that's in his daughter's room.
With his daughter standing directly in front of it.
Yeah, her bed is between the clock and you. All of a
Yeah,
sudden, you feel a knife against your throat.
You know what? Roll me damage real quick.
Let's see, hold on. Well, do I
Whose
need
side
to...
would you take in this fight? Curious. The Reverend or Vane?
I mean, he wasn't here, so...
I know. I'm saying if it escalates to his house blows up.
You
It's
just see
right
the
next to
Reverend's
him.
house explode.
Just eldritch fire.
I guess there'd be no more Reverend left, wouldn't there?
You may or may not see a small sun forming inside of his house.
This man is my best friend. He's cared for me all my life. Just cuckoo clocks and then explosion.
But...
Oh yeah, I imagine that you hear that from your house if it's loud enough to do damage.
Oh God, would I have a hangover by this point?
Yeah.
Oh God Almighty. Yeah, in that case, that can I just go ahead and say that wakes me up and I immediately
Well, this is normal though.
Punch Fibblethip in frustration.
Why do you hate Fibblethip so much? Because he keeps getting into my fucking gunpowder.
I was trying to make a hot anime waifu, and now I just got a weird hunchbacked gremlin.
Okay, also, that was 14 force damage.
Yeah, you take aim at a mighty big clock made of warped steel, just has a lot of fancy flourishes on it, and it cuckoos no more as it falls
and
onto the ground.
Also, since I'm level 5, I shoot 2 beams, actually. So I shoot
but-
the 2 biggest clocks.
In the clock Hellish Rebuke.
Don't
Excuse-
tempt me.
One of them is enchanted, damn it.
Excuse me, the ball of force that hit it is not a creature. But anyway,
Your
yeah,
Eldritch Blast takes D6 thunder damage.
Yeah, the Reverend just like looks at the clocks down at you. Those are two of my daughter's favorites, those were.
That was
Her
some very
favorites are
unholy
terrible.
energy it was.
Why would you do that?
because they are loud, annoying, and they hurt.
I told you to cover your ears, lad.
I suggest you start turning them off.
I suggest you get out of my fucking house.
I wish I could. They turn back on by themselves.
They also repair themselves. You see the cuckoo clock not healing, but like rewinding time.
That's why they're called magic clocks,
All of
lad.
a sudden, Caleb sees a giant metal molten mass fly out of the window of bronze clocks with cuckoos hanging out of it.
You see two clocks grow from the wall where one clock once sounded.
Twice as loud. You have a theory.
Now 2 clocks stand at the windowsill, where 1 clock's blood was lately spilled.
Nice.
I have no idea if I'm the only. I have no idea if I'm the only one that played on the Rain-Slick Precipice of Darkness, but I would hope not.
You probably are.
Considering I don't know what that is.
It's a. Oh, you guys don't even know what fucking Penny Arcade is. Then fuck.
We're just kind of nods. Ah, well. Ah, yeah, you'll get used to it. Thankfully, this is not a save that will be needs to be made every hour. It's well, after you get it once in 24 hours, you're immune for 24 hours.
Vane still doesn't make them.
Well, I mean, you won't take thunder damage from it at least.
He's still going to start trying to turn them off.
The great thing is, because it's like 3 in the morning, next time, tomorrow, when you're asleep at 11, you'll be woken up by it.
And then the next hour, you're woken up by it. And then the next hour. Oh yeah, what didn't Vane like quiet when he slept?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget the last time something awoke him. There was a man lying in charcoal.
Well, don't worry. Had him for a long time. I got a little silence charm on the room, so shouldn't bother you none while you sleep. Like, continues leading you upstairs, and amidst the sea of clocks on the wall, you see a few paintings. One of a very young, significantly less grizzled reverend with a young blonde woman. A few other people, a few kids. It just kind of shrugs, and then that leads you to a room at the end of the hallway. It's ain't much, but well, it's a bed, good for laying down on. He opens the door to basically a closet with a mattress strewn out in it.
And Vane will just go in, lay his pack down, and start taking out some of his things.
Well, again, welcome to stay here as long as you need. If you need anything, my room's down there by the stairs. And yeah, welcome to Bleakstone, lad.
Thank you, and if you see any glowing red lights under the doors, don't open it.
If you hear any backwards, eldritch, unholy speaking, and see smoke pouring from under the door, you might want to ignore it.
Well. I'll certainly try my best, lad. Night now. He just slowly shuts the door. But yes, with that, the night passes peacefully and uneventfully, and soon the 4 of you are woken by the rays of sunshine glistening through the windows or
That's it. That's the one.
or whatnot.
That felt like a prologue ended, am I right? Am I the only one who felt like, well, welcome to Bleakstone, lad. Have a good night. That felt like the end of the prologue, like chapter 1.
End of chapter 1. Chapter 2. Who killed the giant?
Chapter 2, big, you wake up dead. Oh.
Big day, big dead.
Big, you wake up with a knife into the bed next to your pillow with a single note that says, "I could have."
And then another beside it that said, and I really wanted to.
No.
But yes, as the light crests through your window, who wants to go first?
I guess I can.
Dear Caleb, you wake up with a slight pounding in your skull, aided by A, good bit of inspiration last night, B, a good bit of liquid inspiration last night, and 3, the tortured screams of Fibblethip.
Sleeping on his bed of nails.
Sleeping on the bed he made out of leftover bits of weapon.
The only thing strong enough to hit his pressure points and give him peace.
I'm going to look over at Fibblethip, and in my mind I'm going to say, I don't understand how Father ever tolerated you. In my mind, mind you. Not even too...
Yeah, he chooses to sleep on that. Like, he's got a bed right next to, you know.
Yeah, I even got him a brand new one. Made with freshly grown hay inside of it.
He only plays with the box.
No, he ate the box.
Playing and eating are the same for Fibblethip.
It became incorporated into his left leg. He stores chocolate peanuts in there. He doesn't eat them. He just likes to throw them at people.
So, at what time exactly did I get up? How many strikings of the thousands upon thousands of clocks in my next door neighbor's home?
Can you tell that they're the two largest missing?
I mean, if you want to check the time, roll a d12.
I mean, you know what? That's a good idea. I like your funny words, Magic Man.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
You wake up at the strike of noon.
At the strike of noon. Wonderful.
You know, that's not bad. 10 hours of sleep.
That sounds about right.
Now, it was 2 hours crying himself to sleep, then 8 hours of sleep.
Mostly interrupted by Fibblethip constantly jumping onto his chest.
Anywho, while Fibbly over there is...
Yo, Fib, what up?
While Fibblethip is peacefully sleeping, we're going to go right past him. Do I have to roll a d12 for trying to sneak past him?
Nah, I'd say
You'd
it's
be
probably
used to
part
it.
of your daily routine at this point.
Fantastic.
You've learned how to.
Fantastic, because if I got one more nat 20, especially after having to have this awkward talk with that kid, I was going to get a little angry. Anyway, we sneak past Fibblethip. We get him his favorite treats of ethanol-laced...
Foam peanuts.
Packing peanuts. You get him his bottle of ethanol in the morning.
His ethanol-laced ethanol.
100 proof.
We get him
180 proof.
We get him ethanol-laced corn whiskey. His favorite treat.
He just pours it into his eye socket.
I don't know how exactly he doesn't scream in agony when it happens, but somehow I think he can handle a drink better than I can.
Fibblethip has his father's eye.
For drinks.
The other eye. We don't speak of the other eye.
There's only one. There's a reason why he has only one eye.
Yeah, with binocular vision and depth perception, he's too powerful.
He's a 12th level being. Please.
He's a threat to our very existence. Just have a jar on your shelf with Fibblethip's other eye. He tries to reach it every night and can't.
Threat level Omega.
These weird guys in suits came by.
I think they're calling themselves SCP. Anyway,
We'll get to the story eventually.
Anyway, so while I still have this pounding hangover going on, I suppose we're gonna go ahead and, as it usually tends to happen, we'll put on some earplugs or at least what I just rolled up tweed, I guess, as earplugs, and we'll finally start work on getting a prototype ready for Rallis's armor guns. We can talk about that leg cannon later.
Yeah. Roll me an intelligence check real quick.
It's just leg cannon.
Right here. I'm I am blind. Unfortunately, I have Thibblethip's eye. 16 plus a 3, 19.
Ah. Yeah, you get get some pretty good schematics drawn up for how it will work, how to organize it to fold out without compromising leg integrity, things like that. You know, engineering stuff that I don't know because I'm a literature major, but but you get the idea, ladies and gentlemen.
Tube, put powder, go boom.
Science gibberish, magical gibberish, other gibberish.
Gibberish, gibberish.
Open leg. Put gun in. Insert powder. Boom.
No, you put his leg on the left, the gun on the right, and then tap them both with a hammer, and it just fuses.
Anyway, once we get the schematics up to a pretty good spots, we'll head on over to. I'm assuming most of everybody's pretty much awake right about now. We'll head on over to the good old water reserves, and we'll just drink some water instead.
All right.
As you dip your head in the horse trough.
But yes, as you walk over to the water tower in town, you see a peculiar sight. There's a man with a very wide-brimmed white hat, white robes, just sort of laying a hand on the base of the water tower and muttering a few words under his breath. You recognize him as, well, someone not from your part of town.
You recognize this as the rat fuck that killed your father.
You can tell
Could you
by his
imagine?
aura. This is your one shot, now or never.
My name is Caleb Grains. You killed my father. Now prepare to die.
Now prepare to die. Ah, a sword duel to the
A noble warrior you are. Our duel will be legendary as he pulls out his blade and you empty your, clip.
And then his 16 children come out of the shadows screaming. You just killed
Oh,
the
no.
only person who loved them.
I only got 15 bullets.
Turns out after he killed your father, he spent his rest of his life repenting and doing good deeds for the world.
Anyway, back to the topic.
Yeah, just this very pale man in all white clothing, just muttering under his breath.
Can I tell what he is from a distance?
Roll me a history check.
It's my history thing anyway. Oh, it's intelligence. Got you. Swing. A 13.
Yeah, you recognize him as a member of the Munis. Yeah, he rolled an 8. But a member of the Munis, essentially a group of people who are immune to the plague and have taken to that fact with religious fervor, sequestering off a part of town and just, for the most part, just enjoying life in the post-apocalypse. You know they're generally not too friendly.
You get to cap a bitch today.
You see him fucking with the water.
Oh, this gonna be good. Wait, did I even bring my guns with me? Can we
No.
assume that?
I'd assume so.
Bare knuckle brawl.
Let's walk around this incredibly dangerous area without any weapons. Fully unarmed.
Well, see, you were
No way of
walking
fighting.
Thibblethip at the time.
The greatest weapon of them all.
Thibblethip,
You know what?
release restraint, level 0.
Triple thip. Lunch.
You know what? With one hand, my dominant hand resting on the gun to my right, which I do believe is the one that has the
Yes.
resting on the gun to my right, but just kind of holding it to where it's you don't recognize immediately that I'm holding a gun. It's like I'm holding a belt. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll slowly walk up to this guy. I don't think I've seen a Muni around here in quite some time. Good day.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Oh. The man turns and very slowly turns your way. You see that he is very, very gaunt, almost corpse-like in appearance, but he has a very wide smile on his face. Ah, greetings to thee who are not blessed by Krishna's lights. How may I help you?
I was just wondering, what are you doing to the town's water supply?
Ah. Yeah, he just, his smile gets even more unnaturally wide, almost to the point where It seems like it will split his head in half. Just,
You see skin ripping.
Ah. Why, my people and yours have come to a bit of an agreement. Apparently there was a bit of a dysentery issue with your water supply. So I'm merely purifying it. Seeing as how, well, your priest to Krishna seem ill-equipped for the matter. He very casually dips his hat a little bit. Now, may I continue, or do you prefer to empty your bells for several days?
Can I tell if this guy's lying?
That would be an insight check.
Roll me an insight check.
I feel like he couldn't drip that much hate if he was lying. Like, that's honest hate.
Let me ask you something. Have you ever met with the Scientologists?
So you had another.
Because you just did.
Then you double that.
There is no war in Bossing, say.
12.
He rolled an 11, so, yeah, as far as you can tell, this man is being truthful.
So he's being truthful?
Yeah, as far as you can tell.
Do you think you could show me your process of water purification?
No.
Why not?
Because it's my method of water purification, and Krishna has not blessed you with that gift.
Was this guy just going to stop anytime got within like 10 feet to drink water and wait for them to leave before he started purifying it again?
Now, can I call him out on the your method, on the my method part, or the... Because most holy men they don't call it their method. They call it Krishna's.
Also, what are the chances Vane might be walking by?
To what, poison the water supply?
Honestly, I would love...
I have some eldritch waste I need to dump in here. I can't leave it in the house.
Bane was there earlier, that's why there was dysentery.
I would
that's why
love
they've
to
gotta purify
bullshit
it.
away for Rallis to be in there, but he has no fucking reason to go there.
Yeah, he doesn't need to drink.
Unless if there's like, hey, there's a disturbance there. Like, someone's, hey, go check out the water supply. There's some shady people out there. But Rallis isn't going to fucking go there. He doesn't need to.
But yes, you may call him out on that if you wish.
Piss off the man purifying the water.
I'm sorry, you said your method?
Why, yes. Do you find that objectionable, my unblessed child?
What about Krishna's method?
Insert Phoenix Wright. Objection!
Why, Krishna dwells within all people who are immune to his plague. Therefore, my method and Krishna's method are interchangeable. Just as you are indistinguishable from... Oh... That's a pile of rubbish over there.
Objection! That pile of rubbish is way more valuable than me.
What are the tenets of 13th... I'm asking you this as DM. What's the tenets of a 13th Empyrean?
To...
More importantly, who do we worship? Because I specifically don't know anything about our religion.
I want to be clear. Rallis met death, and he is probably an atheist.
Still.
He spoke to the god of death, probably. Does not give a shit.
Also,
At best, he's agnostic.
and then you recall you know someone who may be willing to commit a war crime if you desire.
But, yes, for 13th Empyrean, they're essentially, they believe not that all talent comes from Krishna, but that they are talented, therefore they must use their talent to worship Krishna. Or that their expression of that talent is what gives Krishna faith. So it's less of, God bless me with this gift, I must use it. It's, I have this gift, I will use it to praise it. I will, through use of it, that praises God, in a way. Which is why they were hunted.
You know what? Let's see how far I can almost handle that. I can almost handle that rubbish comment. Let me ask you a serious question. What do you think of 13th Empirists?
He tilts his head unnaturally to one angle. Oh?
Betelgeuse Ramani.
Now, can I look around? Now, when he does that, can I immediately dart around my eyes to start checking for any other signs of danger before I fight this guy?
Why are you trying to fight the man purifying the water?
You want the town orphans?
Because
and,
he's
like,
poisoning the
everyone to
water.
die?
You do see another man who seems to be talking with a woman dressed in sort of the same robes as a lot of the other hunters in town. You haven't seen her around a lot. You've heard vague things about another half-elf in town, but other than that, I have no strong opinions on 13th imperialism, merely because such matters are beneath me.
He doesn't hate you any more than he hates anyone else.
Hating you would imply you are worthy of my concern.
He does not hate an insect or an ant for coming across his path.
There's plenty of people around here that rely on this water supply, you know.
Well, you had best let me get back to work then, don't you think?
There's gotta be something clever I can pull off here.
I think he's got you.
Fuck,
You showed up to a battle of wits unarmed.
You showed up to a battle of wits hungover.
Yeah. First thing in the morning.
Come on, direct him towards Vane.
First
Do
thing
it.
in the noon.
Do it. You know what would happen if Vane meets in this man.
There's gotta be a fucking check I'm missing here, right? Like a check that'll just make me like,
He might just be an asshole. Not evil.
He could just be
Yeah.
an asshole.
sorry, I can't main character
Just-
right now.
You, sir, are very rude, and walk away.
Why, thank you.
Just take the L with dignity.
You could do a history check as to how often they actually do things to help people and how often they will bullshit people to try and kill them.
I mean, he did check, and the guy was telling the truth when he was purifying the water.
He incited them. He didn't do a history check on the munis.
Yeah, but he knew when the guy said he was purifying the water, it was the truth.
If you would like to history check for any signs of Muni collaboration, you're welcome to.
Come on, Caleb, we can be both your angel
That
and your
or-
devil.
You know, I don't know much about Krishna's stuff. I haven't looked into the backstory on that. You could religion check for certain sects.
I am very embarrassed that I don't know what to do. I don't immediately know what to do here, so I'm very sorry.
It'd be history check again.
Oh no! I mean like that. I feel like I should know what to say to this guy, but I don't.
I feel like your guy walked up looking
No worries,
for
you're
a
good.
fight.
Cause see, that's what it's looking like, right? Because I
Your
want
guy's
to.
finding a reason to
From
punch
the
this guy.
little
He's
bit
purifying
that
the
we
town's water.
originally played, don't the ones that are immune normally have the blood of the infected on their cloaks?
Yes, you... What'd you roll?
Fucking natural one.
Man, these guys sure are always helpful.
You know what that does?
I just
sound
wanted to check to see if that's still something they do or
Does-
not.
like. Go
yes.
getters is good.
So that might be something because that was mentioned earlier.
I will say that with the history check earlier, you recall hearing that these people, whenever they fight other people, they tend to drape their cloaks in the blood of infected, just to make themselves a little bit more deadly in a fight, even if they get struck. This man's robes are immaculately clean, as though they've never even been worn before.
Say again.
The
The last part.
He's good.
This man's robes are immaculately clean, as though they've never been worn before.
Well, you have clean clothes. Just walk away.
See, the reason I ask all of this is just because I might be interested in finding a new path in life. You know. I suppose I was just always rather nervous to embrace that perhaps maybe what I believe wasn't always the truth.
This man gives
Roll
a
me
shit.
persuasion.
This man does not
With
give a shit
advantage.
about your problems.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
Because this one fucked me hard last time.
Do it.
Do it. Well, the second die was a 10. Persuasion.
It's charisma based.
2 plus 3. Yeah. So, 15?
I will say, if you have it, and if you're bullshitting them, this would also technically be deception.
Ah, true.
If you are just straight up lying to him,
Yeah, that's.
I don't know what your character's
Well,
motives are.
both modify. Well, the result would be the same.
Okay,
It'd be
well.
15.
That man leans forward a little bit, smiling and sort of leaning on his staff. Oh, is that right? Well, our criteria for joining has gotten a bit more stringent these days.
Truly.
Simply, you must pass a trial of faith in order to get in with our little organization.
Drink this vial of tainted blood.
Yes, simply, you must fight a person in the late stages of infection, get bitten, and, well, not succumb. I wish you the best of luck in your path to enlightenment, and should you falter on the way, worry not. I shall say a small prayer for you.
A small one.
Sure thing. And since Vane since Vane is, since I don't have any particular reason as to immediately raise my gun to this dude's face. I'm not lawful good in this case. But I am going to employ Vane's help here.
And so Vane, on his way to the well, does he happen to be called over by anyone?
You know, as a matter of fact...
War crime.
Yes, you do happen to see your good friend from yesterday, Vane, walking by, presumably to get a good look at the town's water supply and maybe get a drink for himself.
Get a drink or poison it.
Actually, in fact, Muni, could you by chance also spread that good news over to my friend over here? I believe he might need enlightenment in his life too.
Well, unfortunately, I don't give a shit.
Ah. Well, I suppose I can put this off a little bit longer.
As the children start walking up to the stream to drink.
He walks over to the seemingly ambivalent and not really invested at all Vane, and then leans down. Tell me, my child, would you like to hear about the light of Krishna?
Why would I want to hear about a worthless god?
Roll me intimidation.
Rouse just gets up, just sees a bunch of fucking guards running towards the well. What the hell is going on? There's been a
Never
stabbing
mind,
at the
there's no
well!
need to roll, Tristan.
21.
Ah, well, that's a 20 plus my roll, so...
So the guy pisses his pants, but he purifies them later.
All of a sudden, he sees the horrifying image of Tarzan himself appear behind Vane and pisses himself.
For the first time this day, this man's smile falters. Then he recovers very quickly. Ah, well, I suppose not all are ready for his lights.
You see his hands trembling.
He's like, oh god, what is coming to my town? Oh god, oh god, oh god.
The screaming won't stop.
Begins to walk over to one of the other fellows in the area just to have a brief powwow about what the heck is going on. Are you doing anything while he's distracted?
Poison the water supply. Poison the water supply. There's snakes at the water hole.
I like to think that Vane
Big, you're a
summons
pacifist.
demons.
What are you doing?
Snakes are
Just
people
two
too.
demons on his shoulders, both of them are going. "Poison the water
Bacteria are
supply."
living creatures.
He's just saying, I know, I'm gonna do it. Shut up.
If I wanted to have my gun unholstered but hidden, do I need to roll a stealth check?
I'd say so, yes.
You have the right to bear arms, but it must be seen.
With advantage. Well, the higher one's an 18 plus a 5. So,
Would that be sleight of hand? If you were trying to keep a gun hidden? Or is it stealth?
I'd say sleight of hand, yeah.
oh, well, in that case, oh yeah, I definitely won this roll.
Out of curiosity, could you fire a gun with Mage Hand? It's light enough, right?
You cannot make any sort of attack action.
Hmm.
So it's not It's more of a
Well, you
game says you can't, not logic says you can't.
Yeah, because it's like it's less than 10 pounds, and you're not swinging anything.
However, that would be bloody hilarious.
I think technically an arcane trickster might be able to bullshit their way through because they can do more fine things with the hands, but anyone else can't really control just one finger.
But yes, you managed to unholster your gun and just sort of hide it behind your back very casually as you lean against the wall.
It's as if this is your natural state of being.
Anyway,
Gun in hand.
Vane
Yes,
starts-
my natural state of being, armed.
I like to think that it's just a gun on the wall, just pointing directly into your back, and you're just leaning cross-armed. Just no one knows.
This is that priest or guy from the church in that one campaign all over again, though.
Only this one will kill.
But anyway,
Only this guy deserves it.
yeah, but Vane is just gonna walk over to the water. Is it like a water tower, or is it just a
Oh
well?
yeah, it's like
Is it
a
a screen?
pretty big silo.
Okay. So he's just gonna sort of walk over to it and just sort of place his hand on it, and he's just like, so I heard this was something about the water supply going bad.
To who?
Just in general, he's just saying it out loud.
Yes, the priest sort of finishes talking and like walks his way back over. Ah, yes, an agreement between your this town and mine. There was a issue with the water they drank this morning, and they agreed to supply our people with food in exchange for a bit of purification.
And what type of purifying were you doing?
Why, the light of Krishna, of course. And he just like very casually puts a hand back on the silo and begins chanting again. Krishna, Amida, 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 Krishna.
Can I sense him doing any sort of actual magic?
Yes, you do sense a good bit of magic flowing from this man into the water tower.
Like, Vane just sort of looks at him and then looks at the well. You know, it would be faster if you just boiled it, right?
Well, we're in the ruins of a city. Wood's a precious commodity, unless you wish to fight those foul druids.
Don't worry, I got this.
Just heat metal the silo while his hand's on it.
So yeah, Vane will, about how much space is underneath the silo from the ground?
It's like touching the ground.
Okay.
Like there's maybe an inch or two.
So Vane will, like, just go and grab some rocks and, like, start putting them into a pile next to this Munich guy.
Yeah, he seems a bit too invested in his purification to really notice.
It is a concentration.
And then once Vane has enough of them, he just sort of points at them and casts Create Bonfire, igniting the rocks to start heating them up.
Alright, yeah, the man sort of breaks concentration as a series of small fires start around him. He just like looks down. Tell me, what exactly is it you're doing?
I'm heating up the rocks. That way we can just drop it into the water supply. It will start to boil it and make it drinkable much faster than whatever your supposed helping is.
Ben's smile vanishes at this point. No, I don't think we'll be doing that. Like very casually, leans down with his spear and with his staff just starts scooting the stones away. Trust me, my method is the most effective one.
And I suggest you don't try and do something like that again.
And I suggest you cease attempting to steal food from the mouths of our children.
And it is at this point that, hold on, let me...
Loading.exe.
Hey, Gultier, here's a question. How far from the well is Chisel's place? Because that's where I was planning on going.
Chisel, surprisingly, lives right near the silo. It's like down the street from it. He's just been sort of ignoring everything. You know, he's like one of the residents of town who doesn't need to drink anyway, so he's just like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Full on, that's where I've been planning on going this entire time.
Yeah, fair.
So, I guess that's where Rallis is.
But
Big is not in this scene.
I'm so sorry, Rodney.
It's fine.
so
I promise. I had plans to try and make a big thing tonight.
You're fine.
but yeah, Vane will
I'm having fun.
Okay, good.
he'll quickly say a quick cursing in infernal and place a hex upon this Munich.
This escalated quickly.
And then he will also attempt to cause fear, which will require him to make a wisdom saving throw.
He casts Hellish Rebuke.
Fear is not a creature. But yeah.
Yeah, plot twist. But
But yeah, he's using Hex on him, declaring Wisdom as the ability saving throw he would have disadvantage on, and then trying to cast Cause Fear.
Are those both spells?
Yes.
One's a cantrip.
so
No, they're both first level.
is the hex what's causing the fear, or is it just two
Hex
separate?
just makes his wisdom
Hex just
roll.
gives him disadvantage on any on one type of ability saving throw, which I'm choosing Wisdom because that's what the.
'Cause he's
And then
third.
Cause Fear is a separate spell.
You're going to hate me. This fellow has an effect that makes him immune to fear. It's called Zillatry.
I'm still screaming. I'm still like speaking at him very.
Yeah, if you want to
threateningly.
try and intimidate him again, I will say you have hella advantage. So,
Yeah,
Can he
basically,
tell that someone tried to fuck with his emotions?
probably, yeah.
he probably feels great misfortune as the hex is placed upon him.
True, he does still have disadvantage on wisdom effects, which I will make note of.
So basically, Vane will just say in Infernal, your pathetic little games, your little manipulations, they mean nothing before the one I serve. And that was intimidation.
This guy is not a fan of Vane.
This guy's not a fan of anyone.
I'm so glad I brought Vane into this.
That would be a 23.
That's 22 plus my roll.
So as the priest shits his pants,
He pissed and shitted and.
Further poisoning the water supply.
then fell right into the water.
So,
Just as he started to get sassy, he was like, "Oh wait, I just forgot who I was speaking with. Oh no, it's just that, it's that one line from Shadow the Hedgehog. Oh no."
The man's conviction wavers once again, and he just glares again. Yeah, I will say at this point, as you're down the street, just having a few adjustments made to your armor, you do hear a lot of infernal yelling and a good bit of growling and almost a splintering of wood as this man very tightly grips onto his staff.
can I see what's going on, or is it like there's a crowd around them and I'm inside a shop?
Have you made a scene?
You see the man you met yesterday, Vane, the instigator, just staring down a Muni.
Well, as soon as Ralph sees him here, I should probably go figure out what's going on here and just start walking over. And when I say walk, I mean he's very loudly making it known that he is coming. He's when he's walking towards this, he is slamming his feet down as
Rallis
loud as he
is
can.
coming.
Dun dun dun.
Again, not edgy at all.
Like just trying
No,
to make
he's
as
not
much
edging.
noise
Yeah,
as
just
possible.
trying to make an entrance.
not even that. Just just make sure people turn and see
Not sponsored.
get out of the way, and he sees both of them. Something's going on. Someone's probably
Make way,
from what I know about him,
Sully.
it's probably going to be a fight, and someone's probably going to die. And I know muni stuff somewhat.
Yeah, you approach. People sort of get out of your way as they see you coming. Just because, it's Rowlix. He's on the warpath again. Let's just get out
You
of
can
his
hear
way.
weird music from nowhere as he
Yeah.
walks.
And Vane knows nothing of the munis. He chooses not to care. He
And,
chooses to fail any history roll that involves learning about
Yeah,
them.
Vane and Caleb do see Rowlix approaching, though.
I mean, if this guy was doing work for the town, you'd need to be on his side if you worked for the town, right?
Well, that's the thing. Morales actually knows some more information. What's going on over here?
Aye. The man is no longer smiling. He has a very serious look on his face. I'm trying to purify the water for you ungrateful, unblessed heathens. And this man keeps attempting to set me alight and shouting infernal at me. And this man, I don't know what he's doing, but I don't like it much either. He points at Caleb very accusingly.
Morales is going to look over at Vane, look over at Caleb. I'll talk to them in a minute. So, why are you purifying the water?
Why, I was passing by, attempting to preach my word to those outside the walls. One of your guards approached me, saying that there had been an incident of dysentery and infection in the water. They asked me to come purify it in exchange for food for my settlements.
Who was this guard?
A fellow named... I don't know his name, but he was asleep. Well, he seemed very tired. Thick bags under his eyes and such. Was posted over the east gate.
I would like to insight him, see
This man has been
anything that
checked.
might be super important.
Objection. John wouldn't care enough about the city
That's,
to call someone.
That's over 20.
Objection, if you knew John's lore, he has 3
I don't know what my insight roll is.
That's why he sleeps at work. He's up all night caring for his sickly children.
What do I have in insight? Because ooh, that's a 25.
You kind of get the feeling that he's not entirely being honest about why he was passing through the area, but he does seem to be honest about why he was brought into town. And you do notice that he said that he does have a bag by his side with a few of the traditional bloody cloves in it, so it seems like he changed out of it in order to appear more hospitable.
How far away is the bag from his side? Is it on his side?
Yeah,
or?
it's on his hip.
Create bonfire.
For a moment, he's going to look over at Caleb, kind of nonchalantly, just very much making a show of he's looking him up and down, seeing if there's anything that he might have on him, but not, because it's hard to. He doesn't express anything. He doesn't really do anything. He can't really see what he's actually looking at that well. And he's going to turn to Vane, look him dead in the eyes. Well, look him up and down, stop at his eyes, turn back, stop for one moment on the bag, and look back at him. So, why were you originally coming through here?
As I said, I was going to spread the word of Krishna to those outside of your walls.
What do I have to roll to convey that to focus on the bag he has to him?
I'd say it'd mainly be him making an insight check.
Should I just...
And roll me a performance check.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think my performance is +1. That's charisma, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's +1. That's an 8.
That is a 14.
Yes, you do successfully convey to him that you want him to get the bag. Am I reading that right?
just like
Interact with the bag.
that bag is somewhat dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
I guess as I can look you in the eye, kind of, if you still have the bonfire somewhere, look at the bonfire and then look at the bag and then back up to him.
Let me see. Hold on. I need to check.
Thane then walks up and drops a burning stone down his cloak.
Hold on. I need to.
I got you loud and clear, strange, emotionless metal man. He then proceeds to eat the bag.
It's like,
Anyway,
I summon an eldritch horror inside the bag.
I like your non-words, metal man.
But no, I was just checking to see concentration stuff. Mage Hand is not concentration, so I will use Mage Hand to try and like reach inside the bag, because it's open enough to where you can like see. He could see in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just sort of Mage Hand just sort of reaches in, just sort of grabs a bundle of stuff and like
You know, it can lift
Thro-
10 pounds, so.
yeah, and like throws the stuff out towards the bonfire.
Also dealing with Willis in this moment just reminds me of having to talk to Christine and Dead Money. The DLC for.
I'm gonna be honest, I just kind of wiped Dead Money from my brain.
has this guy broken any semblance of eye contact for me?
No.
Okay, Rouse is very slowly going to start extending one of his claws. Not enough that it's fully out, but enough that if someone paid attention, they would notice that, hey, it looks like he has 6 fingers.
But yeah, anyway, I'm throwing his stuff currently out of his bag with Mage Hand.
Does he feel that?
Let me check. I'm not asking you to succeed, I'm just asking for not a 1 this time. You know, that's not a 1, but it definitely doesn't succeed. He's very focused on his righteous indignation with Rallis
Are the
here.
clothes out of the bag,
That,
or is there like any
I mean,
still
it just
touching the bag?
he just grabbed a bundle of stuff and then threw it outwards in the
Yeah,
direction of the
you,
bonfire.
Yeah, you briefly see what seems like a very heavy, formerly white robe, thoroughly soaked through with blood, with a few speckles of white left over, as it just enters the bonfire and seems to light up as though the blood were gasoline, and then just crumbles away into ash. Whoop.
So,
So Big's not here, but would that gas be able to cause infection?
Thankfully, fire seems to suppress the infection pretty well.
So it can't be airborne.
As far as we know, no.
so back to the more important question. What was his original intention in coming through?
As I said, I came by to spread the light of Krishna to those outside your walls.
As we have spread the light of fire to your robe.
And while they continue talking, the Mage Hand will once again reach inside the bag for anything it can grab and begin throwing it at the bonfire.
The bag is now empty, but you do briefly see what seems like about 20 gold coins, a bunch of silver, various prayers and alms, a few charms.
One of their Bibles.
Yes, a Bible of Krishna.
They are all thrown into the fire.
Does the
Yes.
Bible of
I
Krishna
can-
burn?
Because I cannot see into the bag.
The Bible of Krishna burns first.
With the light of the sun.
And in vain will just be like, hey, is that your stuff?
Mm.
Just sort of points at the fire,
He immediately turns down and starts like stomping out the flames.
which are magical and cannot be stomped out.
His robe catches the light. Curse his wool undergarments.
What race is this guy?
This man is a human.
Okay.
Ha,
He's just
joke's
a-
on you. My fire burns.
He's
evil.
just a very old priest, and it turns out we've just been harassing him this entire time.
He's really just trying to get food for his people and help the nearby town.
In Elvish, Morales is going to say, how the fuck did that happen? In like a very confused tone.
In vain's just like,
Just-
what?
Just checking this man, I guess.
I'm checking to see if this guy knows Elvish. Yeah.
The man seems to have no reaction. It is focused solely on trying to save his stuff.
You see a single tear roll down his eye.
His only possessions.
Yeah, you do see him like
money
reach
had to
into
last
the
him.
fires and like scrape away a bunch of the ashes and pull out a few papers from within the pages of the Bible.
He's gonna look at Rouse is gonna look at Caleb, and in Elvish, be ready. Just turn back.
So, I guess you really didn't care about your god that much anyway, I guess, if you're so careless with his words.
And
If this man punched them, it would be fully justified. Like, you all are just bullying this guy. It's like, trip the guy, and then when he's on the ground, what'd you fall over for?
Yes.
Rouse is going to summon an echo and just use it to get civilians just back, just away. Anyone that's close, just start using it to motion people away.
Yes, you do see many people start to get motioned away by a spectral, vaguely dragonborn form as the man just quickly tucks the papers away in his robes.
Just curiosity, would the Echo resemble your current form or your original form?
That is a question. But either way, it's dragonborn.
Soul self or whatever would be like your original form, right?
Also, I don't think the mic can hear you from there.
Oh, well, it was more a question to y'all, but...
So it doesn't. It says it's a clone. And
So a nervous system and brain shadow walk around.
but it never specifies, like, because standard Warforged can be the Echo Knight, so it could just be the body. I know Gultier talked about having the clone be his original self, which I like.
That's what I was assume it would be, because that's
What
still
you
how
mean-
probably you see yourself, right?
Which, I mean, the point of the echo is to be, like, confuse people because they think it's you. But it's
Well, say
like,
you lost your left arm. Would the Echo be missing its left arm?
Yeah. It's like, I don't think it really matters.
I think the Echo is more like just a spectral form, so it could be however anyone envisions it.
What if I envision a pickle? Can I be a pickle?
I'm a pickle, Morty.
Would it be the funniest shit you've ever seen?
I
Anyway,
echoed myself into a pickle, Morty!
It's about to get weird, Morty.
If Vane's not going to continue having
We are
a
exceptionally
conversation
out
with
of it
this
today.
guy, Riles is going to step up behind him and just say, "So, why is it that you brought those diseased cloaks into this town?"
I didn't want to leave it on the side of the road when I entered
I'm
your
gonna
town.
roll my intimidation with that. Very much get that tone across. Well, it's a good thing I have advantage, and that was fucking terrible at 7. It doesn't matter.
That man turns and glares. I do not ask you to understand my methods. I ask only that you leave me to my work.
This man is showing exceptional restraint. Restraint and, like, character right now.
At this point,
being
Vane
very
releases
polite.
his create bonfire and begins putting all the now quite warm stones into a bundle and starts climbing up to the top of the silo.
You know, can Big have been
Yeah.
here? Like, if there's dysentery, I'm getting my. This is interesting.
Yeah, I will say that Big has probably been treating dysentery all morning.
And Riles is going to look at him and say, "And I ask that you disarm and come with me to the prison so that we can do some more
For
questioning."
the crime of purifying our water, we sentence thee to hanging.
No. The man just like just seems to sort of drop the superior attitude for a second and then just please just let me work. You see a vague tear start to drip down his face.
I feel for this man.
You may not like me, you may not like what I preach, but this is a job that pays us in food.
Has Vane reached the top of the
There
silo?
are children in our town. If you seek to harm us, fine. I will complete the work, and you may do what you wish with me afterwards, but the food will be sent to my town after I am done.
What food?
The food that was promised to me for purifying your goddamn water.
Did this guy just Krishna dam this water?
It's very difficult trying to get this guy to strike Rallis.
Giltair, has Vane reached the top with his hot stones now?
And we'll say that yes, you have reached the top of your stones.
I will open up a hatch or whatever opening there is and just start dumping the now extremely hot stones in to start trying to boil the water.
Yeah, you drop the stones in and you see a few lines of steam starting to rise from the water. It'll take a little bit to get it actually boiling.
And he'll just start heading back down to get
It is
more.
a lot of water.
It needs to boil for an hour.
I want to point out, big nose purify food and water.
Yeah.
For a giant, how many gallon silo?
I mean, the guy at the same rate.
You can clean non-organic material. One prestidigitation at a time.
I mean, we could get the
I
water.
can make the
clean.
silo look wet.
Can you make it smell nice?
Yes.
You can also dry it out.
Hey, I know shape water.
There you go. You cause the water to start dancing.
Hey guys, there's no water in here. What? There's no water in here.
You form a giant Krishna out of the water, and then, have him shoot it in the head in front of this man.
I don't like this anymore. I honestly kind of feel bad.
The man just stares Rallis down a few more moments, then goes back to purifying the water.
Rallis, the moment he turns around, he's going to find Rallis' echo. Rallis isn't going to let him purify the water.
At what point is this bullying?
Rallis doesn't trust the Munis because he's had problems with
Would
them
Rallis
before.
have been notified that there was a Muni in the town?
Probably not yet.
Well, yeah, he didn't go to the guard station or anything yet, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Would another guard have been with the Muni while he was doing his work?
Yes. There was another Muni nearby speaking with one of the huntsmen in town, as I said earlier.
I'm amazed that Huntsman hasn't come to their
Yeah,
aid
that's what
right
I'm
about now.
to say.
I just
this
realized.
Is it John?
escalated severely.
Huh?
Is it John?
Is not John.
Big as
Vane is
Flash.
just
Yeah, you see
continuing.
the other hunter basically just holding back the other Muni.
Who is the hunter?
Roll me a history check.
That's not bad. What's my history? 15.
Yes, you recognize her as Inaika, a woman with a bit of an unscrupulous reputation among town. Her job is basically to inspect the people who go out and hunt
Did you
and
put that in the fridge?
fight the infected, and make sure that, since they're the biggest fighters, her job is to take down any of the hunters who get infected before they become too dangerous.
Rallis is going to turn to Caleb and Elvish, tell him, don't let this guy do anything for right now. I have to go talk to Nika. And he's going to start walking towards her.
Yeah, you walk towards her. She holds up a hand towards the other guy and turns around. You see, she's a half-elven woman, has sort of tannish skin, has a lot of bandages over her left eye and lots of bandages over her arms and stuff. She turns and just glares at you in particular, Rallis. Are you and your friends trying to start a diplomatic incident?
Yes.
Vane just shouts over, yes, and continues throwing more.
You, I will get to in a moment.
And he throws in another pile of hot stones into the side.
He's going to look her in the eye. She's a half-elf, correct?
Yes.
The other guy?
The Muni behind her is a dwarf.
Okay, then he's going to speak in Elvish. What the hell are you doing telling them that that we'll give them food? You know as well as I that we don't have enough to last.
The boss signed off on it.
That's going to stop him for a moment.
You get the sudden feeling you've been disobeying orders you didn't know you'd had.
What do you mean the people purifying the
now what-
water was the good guys?
Now, because I, as a player, don't know this,
Stop this.
when she says boss, is that a specific character or someone we haven't met yet?
Someone you haven't met yet.
Okay, so that's what I thought.
Man, kind of weird. Rallis decided to go with the lawful evil guy in this situation, but damn, that do be crazy though.
Rallis doesn't trust the munis.
But you trust the crazy guy who shoots fire at everything that remotely annoys him.
And communes with demons.
He doesn't know you well
Devils.
enough, but he knows that you have fire and that they had things that would cause a lot of problems if they were to wear them.
And that was the one that might have incited them to wear the things.
Yeah.
You were actively trying to start a battle, and so was he, though.
Yes. Vane does not care for people who are stupid.
Big's not getting kicked out of town today.
To be fair, if there was a problem, who knows what happened to the munis? They just never came back.
Yeah, those two munis, we never saw them. They never made it to the water supply.
Yeah, it's not like the Huntress would do anything about it or anything.
Those two munis that came into town, we never saw them.
Or the countless civilians watching.
Guess we just have to
By the way,
go.
the echo vanishes after it. At the end of my turn, if it's further than 30 feet away from me. So, which is why I told him to, not let him do anything just yet. Do I know any paladins in this town?
Ref. Or Reverend.
Yeah. Continuing in Elvish, I'm gonna ask: has Reverend been notified of this?
Well, the boss figured it would be good to specifically not tell him. You know how he gets with his faith, and these people are a bit of a perversion upon it.
Is Vane dying or laughing?
Good things are
dying.
being said about gods near him, so there's strong faith near him, so it's just acting up his allergies.
No, it's not strong faith if their god is too weak.
Oh,
Rouse is just going to kind of hold back and just go,
well, this is awkward.
fine, fuck it.
This is awkward.
And just turn and head back. And kind of relayed that information to Caleb. He's like, the importance of, they are supposed to be here and do what they're doing. Reverend doesn't know about it. And, there's not much we can do about it.
This is when the Reverend walks up.
Then, Rallis is gonna walk the fuck off and go find Reverend to come and detect good and evil. Because, fuck that.
And when he does, he looks at Vane. Hello.
Yeah, we know you,
I mean, I don't know.
but
I
we
detect
need to
great
know about the
evil.
water.
I detect great evil. It's as if it's staring down my very soul. Well, we know about that.
Yeah, we know about him. Has the water been poisoned? That's what we need. Is there any evil in the water
Was
now?
he near the water?
Probably, but
It's
So-
as if the water has turned evil.
just for reference, just what he's going to do is go tell Reverend about the fuckers, because he doesn't give a fuck about the boss. Not in the slightest.
That's a good way to keep your job.
Also, Vane is now bringing up the third load of hot stuff to boil the water.
He's going to tell Reverend, look, they brought in the munis to purify the water.
With their god.
Give it about an hour and go check it out. Make sure nothing was left behind.
You sort of catch the Reverend as he's walking out, has a big smile on his face. You've done that, and you start to just unload about the entire situation, everything that's been going on, and you just see him starting to get angrier and angrier by the second. Rallis, I need you to do something for me, lad. He passes you his axe. I need you to keep me inside my house for an hour. I don't trust myself.
Yeah.
They walks back in, closes the door, locks it.
Not to be that guy, but the religious man got upset and immediately went to physical violence.
No. He immediately went, take my weapon. I'm going to not commit mass murder.
That's my job.
But the urge.
Oh, sorry.
Rallis has conveyed the information he needs to convey. So for the next hour, he's going to just make sure Reverend doesn't go anywhere.
Also, is the silo made of metal or wood?
Metal.
So it would now be too hot for the Muni to touch. If I've just been throwing more and more hot stones into it.
Boiling the water.
Muni has been... after a few blisters start to form on his hands, he just eventually just collapses to his knees and resigns to the situation.
So,
Meanwhile, Big, you've been dealing with a bit of an issue all morning as various people have come in complaining of stomach pains or lots of different things. Various aches and pains, just a good bit of vomiting. From what you can tell, it's been an outbreak of dysentery.
This is where the DM ends up telling us what we needed to investigate, what we needed to say, in order to not turn this into an entire hour-long section of the fucking recording.
Look, the first 40 minutes was you and me talking about putting a gun in my leg. And I tried to get away from that probably about 30 minutes in. Just oh shit, we've been going a while. We'll talk about this later, bye. And then we continue to talk about it.
Also, this is a part to cut out, but I didn't notice what time it was. I don't need to be home by any specific time, but I would like to wrap this up if we can.
Yeah.
We'll play this incoming fight out, and we'll... Because I know this is about to go down.
Yeah,
We're just trying to instigate at this point.
Vane does have a reason for doing what he's doing. So, if we don't mind, do we want to go to... Is Big doing anything during this, or do we want to just finish up whatever is happening at the silo that may or may not lead to an international incident?
I mean, if y'all want to
you
keep
give
it
a
the
fuck.
silo, I don't. It's fine.
You sure?
Also-
I can go to either way, and I know you've been staying there a while. I'm so sorry.
I'm entertained.
Okay. I mean,
Also,
we're all
what-
entertained, but
Also, just humor me for a minute. What was this Muni's name?
You don't know.
Oh, wait. What was his name, actually?
Edgar.
Did he?
Of course it was. Fuck young boys, Edgar. Are you a madman?
Edgar!
The other one's Father Poison Town.
No, it's Edgar Elric.
That's his priest name.
Anyway, so once Vane finishes putting in the 10th pile of stones into there and it is sufficiently boiling, he's just going to calmly get down, just walk past the community, and go up to the Huntress.
Oh yeah, the Anika lady has just been furiously restraining this very strong dwarf the entire time. Just no, hey, stop it, hey.
So, Vane will just smile at the Muni and then to the Huntress. So you were giving out a reward to purify the water, right?
Hey, what would her higher-ups want her to do in this situation? I feel like the Muni would still be paid. But I mean, I'm not evil, so...
You'll have to talk to the boss about that.
Because I'm pretty sure I just finished the job in about 10 to 20 times faster than these morons would have done. Just looking back at the dwarf smiling again.
Yeah, you see the dwarf just glaring bloody rage at you.
So at this point, the Huntress's strength suddenly fails for no particular reason.
Yeah, the Huntress just it's no, I'm gonna get blamed and it's gonna be an international incident anyway, so she and this knocks the dwarf out. Talk to the boss. I'm gonna go lay down. It was not. It was supposed to be a 30-minute job. I've been here for an hour and a half,
Fuck this job.
fighting a dwarf non-lethally. No, I'm just gonna go lay down, man. And she just basically just scales a nearby building and walks off.
30-minute job? They were screwing them. We were only there for like 10 minutes.
I mean, I
Or
don't know.
Alice was.
I mean, Vane was going up there for like 10 trips, so I don't know, maybe like another 30 minutes in addition. So,
Well, I know in 1 minute you can purify 10 cubic feet of water.
This is when Vane puts on his worst Sam Hyde impression. Don't you feel silly? Don't you feel ashamed? Don't you feel a little embarrassed? Just to try to instigate these two more and more.
So they had been there for what, like 2 minutes before?
Yeah, they were
Party
like
showed up?
halfway through. But yes, eventually the two munis do gather up their belongings and make their way out of town, seeming thoroughly dejected with the situation.
especially having shit themselves twice after Vane spoke to them.
This town is under the protection of the Dark One. Leave.
You see the dark mark suddenly appear above the city. It was in this day that this town lost Christian's favor.
But they found favor in the dark side of the sun
Yeah, with Terzanon.
of Terzanon.
Yeah, all hail Terzanon, the mighty leader.
I cannot wait for Rallis and you to have a conversation about both our pasts.
Blogheat the Lakul, long live Tazanon, may he reign 1,000 years.
Having sufficiently waylaid the two peculiar holy men and having denied them whatever payment they were seeking, you
Food for their people.
Yes, you decide to celebrate with a drink at your favorite bar. The good old and thankfully Robert's very always happy to have his usual customers coming back and welcome a new regular.
By the way, when Rallis lets Reverend out, he's not giving him the axe until they get there. And Rallis knows the two are gone.
And we will pick up there next time.